Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the Cleveland Browns versus Cincinnati Bengals game where the Browns won 24-3. I'm just letting you know I'm making this video less than 10 minutes after the game, so I am high on emotions. This was an awesome game. I'm going to be giving my just straight up honest emotion opinions, how the game went, offense, defense, special teams. We're going to break it all down. But as always, like I always say, if you're going to enjoy, make sure to drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to go and start off with the offense. Now, the offense, that was the kind of, I would say, the soft spot of the team. Now, the reason why I say that is because on the other side of the ball, that was where they were just like some bats out of hell and they were wreaking havoc. We talked all offseason about how this team was going to be more of the passing offense, going to be a lot more passing, read option, getting Deshaun Watson involved, deep passes, and we saw the offense try to do that a little bit. The only excuse I will give to the Browns and also the Bengals in a little bit of both ways, there was rain in this game. I didn't even think it was supposed to rain in this game. From what I saw pregame, it was a bright sunny day, maybe a few clouds passing by, but then by kickoff they were like, oh yeah, it's pouring here. Which ultimately resulted in the stat line of Deshaun Watson going 16 for 29 with 154 yards. He also had an interception, which that pick, when I first watched it and I was all over Browns Twitter, every single person was saying, what did we just watch? Because when you watched it live, it looked like he just threw the ball directly to the defender, like, Deshaun? Are you good? But then whenever you go back and rewatch it, it got tipped. It got like tipped off of a defender's hand. Kind of just lost its momentum. I don't even think it was going to make it to the receiver. It was probably going to go right by him. But that tipped ball kind of made it easier for the linebacker to grab it. But like I said, 16-29, about 150 yards, a touchdown and an interception, 3 sacks. He played an average game. Now where they got saved was the run game. Nick Chubb is bae. 18 carries, 106 yards, didn't have a touchdown, but he was just like literally feed me more. Deshaun went for 5 carries for 45 yards. He was able to use his legs a little bit. That was the big savior for this offense. Jerome Ford had 15 carries, about 36 yards, nothing too crazy. Elijah Moore also got involved with some carries, more or less from the screen game. Last thing I kind of want to talk about with the offense, Deshaun Watson, I need to understand what for those of you who watched the game, there was like, I want to say 5 or 6 throws where he threw the ball, and I don't know if he was slipping, if the wind was taking it, the rain was causing this, but every single time he threw these balls, they were going at the receiver's feet. Like, they were hitting the receivers. If the receiver was running left, right, standing still, it didn't fucking matter. It was hitting them at the feet. And I swear to you, in that moment, I was saying, if this isn't a weather-related thing, has he ever thought of just throwing the ball like way up there? Maybe it'll come back down here, because right now he's trying to throw it there, but it's going down there. Has he ever thought of throwing it up here? Maybe the ball will go to them? Other than that, I think Deshaun, he's going to get better, obviously. For those of you who are still trying to say, oh, he's got some more rust to knock off, shut up. He ain't got no more rust to knock off. Both quarterbacks, and I'll get to Joe Burrow in a second, both quarterbacks could not play in this weather. They even said, I think on the broadcast, Joe Burrow, he hates playing with a glove on, and he had to wear a glove in this game just to get a little bit of a grippiness onto the ball, because every single time with the bare hands, it was just slipping and sliding everywhere. Now let's move on to the next thing, and I'm going to save defense for the last because I'm going to have a fun time talking about this defense. Let's go on to the special teams. Special teams overall played pretty damn good. Not many. No fumbles. Punt returns were pretty good. Kick returns didn't really get any action because I'm pretty sure the Bengals only had 2 opportunities to kick the ball off, and both times were just touchbacks. And then when it comes to the field goals that we were taking, we had 3 field goal attempts, and guess what? We made them all. I think I actually got so comfortable with the fact, yeah, we had 3 field goals and an extra point. 4 field goals, basically. I got so comfortable after the second one that I was like, I think I can actually walk away during this, and I have trust that we're going to make it. It's just good now to know that we have a kicker that we can trust, and it's not like we were asking him to kick no 55, 60-yard field goals. I think the longest one was 43 yards. 43 yards was the longest field goal that he had to kick today. That's decent for a kicker. If they can just make 45 and up, if they can make anywhere from 45 to 30, somewhere in there, that's a good-ass kicker if you ask me. And when it comes to the other side of special teams, I mean, you made Anthony McPherson miss his field goal. I don't think we really made him miss, but I mean, he missed. He went 1 for 2, and that miss wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a bad one, but he hooked it a little bit to the right. And now, what we've been waiting for. The Cleveland Browns defense. Woof woof. Holy fuck. Jim Schwartz, What did you tell those boys before the game? Because they were unleashing some wrath of hell on the Bengals. Now, I will say it could have been a little bit because of, if you have not kept up with the news, not been looking on Twitter, kind of the Bengals news reports, Jamar Chase and some other Bengals players, they went on to say a little something called Cleveland is Cleveland. And in the moment, he was probably just trying to do his little trash talk. Well, you know, the last time somebody tried to trash talk Cleveland in that kind of way? Oh yeah, wasn't that Juju Smith-Schuster back in Pittsburgh? Whenever he said his famous line, the Browns, the Browns. Yeah, look what happened there. Steelers got their butts whooped in the playoffs. What happened here? Bengals went out here, and Jamar Chase says, Cleveland is Cleveland. Oops, I almost called them the Elves. Did Jamar Chase do anything into this game? I just looked it up. 5 catches for 39 yards. Wow. That defense of the Browns was flying all over the place. I loved how much we were blitzing. There was times, even with just the front 4, sometimes even just a 5th guy, we were getting pressure on Burrow. And I think the whole reason why this defense works so well is because we figured out in a way of how to shut down Burrow. And it takes 2 things. Number 1, if you can take your front 4 or sometimes even 5, just get pressure up the gut. Make Burrow kind of have to back up some. If you can do that, and then your corners, if you can get 2 guys that could play like a lockdown style corner and just keep press on the receivers, don't give them a chance to kind of get off and run around. Burrow is then going to have to get flustered. He's going to run. And as long as you can then have your safeties then come down and keep the receivers from coming back to the ball, those safeties can then jump the routes. It looked like the Browns were doing that a lot tonight, and it worked. The linebackers were keeping their eyes on the quarterback a little bit. They were keeping an eye on the leaky tight ends, the running backs, making quick tackles. The tackling was great. That was the big thing, because the last few years, our tackling has been dog shit. This game, that was amazing. Myles Garrett, he was the big piece. The one thing that we always ask the past few years is when the game is on the line, we have a moment here, the game could be put out of the way, which it was today. Can we just close the game out? It was 3-16, I believe, with, I want to say, like 11 minutes to go in the 4th. Bengals were going for it on 4th down, and everybody in their mind is probably thinking, okay, 4th and 3, this can put the game away. What are we going to do? And we got exactly what we want. I'm pretty sure Jim Schwartz had to dial this up. He said, Myles, go finish this. And that's exactly what happened. Myles rushed in, bullied the tackle, got past the guard, went right for the Joe Burrow, sacked his ass. And it seems like that's what we've kind of missing the past few years. Myles Garrett, he's obviously a great edge defender. I love having him on the team. He's top 5 defensive player every single year. But it just seems like every single year, he's getting maybe like a sack, 2 sacks a game sometimes, but they're like in the 1st and 2nd quarter. They're never like in the 4th quarter or like when the game matters. It's a tie game, we need a sack, or you have to lead, get this sack and the game's over. He's never really there in those moments. But now with this defense, it seems like there's so many other players across the line that they can't just double, triple team Myles and just expect to, oh, we can single team these guys because they're nobodies. Because if I look across this line, let's look at the players. Myles Garrett, maybe you double team him. Zadarius Smith, you gonna double team him too? That's already taken away 4 linemen. You got 2 other guys coming in there. Are you gonna keep a tight end in there? How are you supposed to stop everybody? Now, the big question coming out of this game, if you have stayed this long, I want you to answer this question down in the comments. Was this a Bengals catastrophe of Joe Burrow with the calf strain? Maybe he just wasn't ready to go. Could this be A, Burrow just wasn't ready and this team was flustered? Could it be B, the Browns defense is legit and this team is ready to play? Or could it be C, the rain kind of had some factors in it, but the Browns defense is still legit? But other than that, that's all I got to discuss for today's video. Like I said, leave that down in the comments. A, B, or C. Let me know your opinion. And if you have any other opinions on kind of how the game went, different things, whether it be the offense, defense, special teams, if you had a whole different opinion on kind of how the game went and you want to leave it down in the comments, let me know. I'll be more than welcome to read it and debate it and talk about it in the comments. If you went on to enjoy today's video and you're a Cleveland Browns fan and you're enjoying the video, make sure you do go ahead and drop a like. It lets me know that you enjoyed today's video and maybe I can upload more videos with the Cleveland Browns, reacting to the games as the season goes on. If you're brand new to the channel and you're enjoying the content that I do post here and you want to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, it's more than appreciated if you do so, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so you're notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.